Dov Hikind, shalom.
Good to be here.
Chairman of Americans Against Anti-Semitism. Thank you so much for coming to our studio here in Jerusalem. You're here for a visit, and actually, you were here in Israel when we were at the march in Manhattan. You did not participate. How do you summarize this whole saga of will Mamdani come, won't Mamdani come, the protest, the feeling of protest that people were marching also as a protest against him or to respond to the fact that he didn't come?
Well, it turned into an amazing event. The only thing that bothered me was there were individuals, leaders of certain Jewish groups, politicians, who bemoaned the fact that Mamdani was not there, which is so perplexing. The man is against a Jewish state. Why would you want him to be there? He was being very honest and sincere. He hates what Israel is all about. Of course he was not going to be there.
So
but it was an amazing event.
You salute Mamdani for not coming.
You know what? He is honest and sincere. I can't say that about a lot of other Jewish leaders who play politics when it comes to Israel. He is the real thing. He's lishma. He means it on every single level.
Exactly. So he means it on every single level. There were a few people that thought that maybe, he'll come into office and then he'll put his ideals aside. That's not happening.
Yeah. We Jews like to fool ourselves. We like to have, it's going to be good. Don't worry about it. I'm just thinking of the people who were so loyal, Jews who were so loyal to Germany in the 1930s. If you called them a Jew first, no, they were Germans. They were so proud. Mm-hmm. They thought everything will be okay. You'll see. We'll be able to work with him, whatever. It'll be okay. He won't last long. He's a joke. We always want to be positive, but we got to wake up to reality. Especially the reality that we are faced today, everywhere in the world, almost without exception, the kind of hatred and animosity, the kind of anti-Semitism that we are witnessing today, the only thing I can compare it to is not what I lived through, but what I read and watched in videos of Nazi Germany in the 1930s.
So really there's a surge of anti-Semitism, but I just want to stay with Mamdani for a second and ask, do you feel that he's influencing it at all, or it's bigger than him?
There's no question. It is bigger, but he definitely plays a role.
He does.
When you are the bad guy, when you're out there, radical Islamists who are out in the streets, in Jewish communities, they go into Midwood, Brooklyn, they go into the Parky Synagogue, any Jewish event related to Israel, the radicals are out there. And they don't have to worry about anything because you got Mamdani to protect you. Mm-hmm. The Nakba, the thing that he came out with just recently, we are living in very dangerous times. And the idea that New York has a radical Islamist mayor is just unbelievable. And I think it's going to get much worse. I'm not sure it'll get better. One of the questions people have today, is there a future in America? People don't, you don't really want to face that. When you have a beautiful home and a beautiful community, you don't want to think that way. But I can tell you it is a discussion that is going on.
Do you have an answer to that question?
I don't have an answer, but I'm very, very concerned. We need to read history. History is so clear on this, almost without exception. Wherever Jews felt so comfortable and they were so much part of society that nothing terrible could happen, it happened in spades. So we need to be realistic about what's going on in America today.
And your organization is called Americans Against Anti-Semitism. Are Americans against anti-Semitism?
I think most Americans would say they are against anti-Semitism, but it's gotten where I'm not so sure the percentages anymore in terms of, first of all, nobody wants to be called an anti-Semite. They're anti-Israel. They're, all kinds of excuses. You rarely find anyone. I mean, Mamdani will swear on the Quran that he's not an anti-Semite. But ultimately, when you have a BDS movement to boycott, divest, sanction, one country in the world Like Israel is the evil country. There's nothing else in the world that you want to have a BDS movement for. That is anti-Semitism. So nobody wants to admit they're an anti-Semite. But at the end of the day, I mean, that's the reality. But most Americans are decent. But it's not about most Americans. It doesn't take most Americans to bring about, God forbid, the end of American Jewry in America. It doesn't take a majority.
So, now when we talk about immigration, Aliyah, and, everyone likes to say you should immigrate regardless of what's going on, of being afraid of anything. But this is already also a discussion, immigrating as a response or because of anti-Semitism?
I don't think people are actually making aliyah. Those are the statistics. But people are buying homes in Israel. There's so much going on. People, I don't know what's going to be, but, let me have a place just in case. I think if you look at those numbers, that's going on in a very big way in America. Let me have a place in Israel. Oh, it'll be ready in 3 years. They're building right now in whatever part of Israel. That's what people are looking at more and more. Just in case I want to have a place.
The controversy that we're experiencing here in Israel regarding drafting to the army, regarding the Haredi community. And it could be that religious crowds in America see this controversy and they know that they love Torah, so that they feel that we're for the world of Torah, we're for the world of yeshivot in this controversy. What do you find yourself explaining? How do you find yourself explaining to people, especially abroad, outside of Israel, what is happening? And, of course, your opinion.
Yoni, it's the most difficult thing that I face very often in thinking, what is going on? What is going on in Klal Yisrael, among the Jewish people? Israel is, especially since October 7th, what happened then, this is serious business. You have families who have sent their loved ones 4, 5, 6 times back in, the reserves, going back into the army. I don't understand. Nothing is more important than Torah. Number one, absolutely. But everyone needs to play a role in protecting Eretz Yisrael. Everyone needs to play a role. Those that are sitting and learning, the real learners, okay, put them aside. I get it. Mm-hmm. But most young people, that is not the role that they are playing. And it's not just the argument whether you should go into the army. The demonstrations that are taking place in the streets. I mean, you have honestly, please forgive me, yeshiva students who are holding a sefer in their hands. Their tzitzis are out, and they're in the street blocking traffic. They're calling police officers Nazis. This is why the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed. And I got to tell you, if there was a Beis HaMikdash today, Yoni, it would be destroyed because of the Sinat Chinam. You can have a position, that's okay. But when you create hatred in Klal Yisrael, and it is pure hatred that is being brought into society, that is unacceptable. Where are the leaders to speak out about this, the violence in the streets of Eretz Yisrael?
So where are the leaders?
Who are the leaders?
Who?
That's a better question. Who are the leaders? I know we have amazing Talmidei Chachamim, amazing rabbis. Yes, we do. That does not make them a leader. To see a situation and to deal with it. I mean, the words that come out of some of the rabbis in Israel, it's like putting a knife into the back of mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, grandparents whose child died defending those communities and all of Israel. Some of the things that are being said about being in the army is like the worst thing in the world. It's dangerous for your Yiddishkeit. What are you talking about? You have a government for the past number of years that is willing, Yoni, to do everything in the world to accommodate Haredi soldiers, the highest level of kashrus. A beis medrash to sit and learn Torah.
In the base.
In the base. Who ever heard of such a thing? And everything else in the world. No women around, and so on.
Separate.
If you are truly interested in playing a role, you want to bring Mashiach? This is one way to do it.
So do you feel that people understand when you stop and explain to them, especially when they're seeing this from afar.
It's a very emotional thing.
It is.
Because at the end of the day, Yoni, being in the army means putting your life on the line. When the Jews came into Eretz Yisrael with Yehoshua, Hashem didn't just make miracles and they didn't have to fight. They had soldiers who fought and died. I honestly, Yoni, this perplexes me. It hurts my soul. I just don't understand the lack of leadership on this issue.
Let's end with your feeling as you're here visiting Israel. You're a lot in Israel, but you're also a lot back in America, in New York. There's a mission there. There's a mission here. Tell us about the way you look at what you're doing these days.
Well, it's we have to do, and the rest is in Hashem's hands. No one can say, how are we going to solve the problem? The problem is so huge that we're not going to be able to solve it. Every person has a responsibility on whatever level to be involved, to do your part, tzedakah, you name it. Come to Eretz Yisrael. Not just when things are wonderful, even when things are difficult, even when it's raining, come to Israel. This is the most amazing place in the world. It's unbelievable to be here, to sit and see my fellow Jews, all colors, from every place in the world, here in Eretz Yisrael. It's truly a miracle, Yoni. It's amazing. Yeah, we have problems.
No.
Yeah.
But it is important.
But it is a miracle.
And it is important to say this also on our interview as we're broadcasting to the world, but also it's important to remind people here in Israel, because, sometimes we tend maybe to take things for granted.
It can get tough. It can get difficult, but you know what? Just keep in mind, the Jewish people are here. We're not supposed to be here. Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Okay? The fact that we are here is all you need to know, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there for us. And one of the things I mentioned, I started learning Yeshayahu, finished, and now Yirmiyahu. Everyone should learn that, because one of the things in Yeshayahu that I came away with that really made me feel so much better, that Hashem says to Klal Yisrael through Yeshayahu, that at the end, the liberation will come, Mashiach will come, whether we deserve it or not. Hashem will say, enough, even if we don't deserve it. I felt a lot better, because I'm not sure we're going to deserve it. I felt a lot better. This is Yeshayahu. It applies to 2026.
And at the same time, we have to work hard to make it happen.
Absolutely. Everyone, whatever you do, your chesed, your friendship to your neighbor, to your friend, going that extra mile, Hashem, you score points.
Dov Hikind, thank you so much for joining us, and it's great to see you here in Israel.
Thanks for having me.